Hi everybody, this is Sugar Moon, also known as Cheyenne. I hope you guys are all having a beautiful day, night, wherever you guys may be in the world, and I hope that you guys are all taking care of your energy as such. I want to give a quick shout out and thank you to those who have joined this Sugar Fam. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you guys get comfy, pick your feet up off the ground, put it up, relax. If you have if you smoke, get you a joint or something, or your bomb. If you drink, I guess enjoy a little bit of wine, stuff within reason, and things like that, or get your coffee. If not, let's just relax, okay? I am going through massive ascension symptoms, my goodness, and I definitely know that the rest of the collective is going through possibly the same thing. And I explained it in the video that was deleted previously when I tried to upload it. I'm actually not going to include nothing with this video. I need to work on making sure that things are abiding by YouTube's copyright stuff, so that my content can still be put out there, mind you. But I always think that certain things happen for a reason. Maybe that message or that video was just not meant to be out there. But one thing I'm able to cover base-wise is that I spoke of timeline shifting and jumping or alternating, and how the matrix is kind of becoming more prevalent. So meaning that you guys are now realizing that we are in a massive simulation. I would say, imagine a large ass fucking computer system, right? Or a mother load, or a big ass PC, whatever, right? And we're all just kind of chilling within it, and we play a certain part, right? And so in order to crack that certain code, kind of like a Truman Show, if you will, to be able to see beyond the veil or beyond the fourth wall that a lot of people like to state, is that people are starting to realize that life is a lot more than just what is seen right in front of you. You are starting to realize that certain things are very possible. I've stated previously before in other videos that the notion of aliens and starseeds and all these mythical beings such as dragons and mermaids and the fae and the fairy and everything like that, and every mythical creature you can think of, even down to the most scary ones you can think of, right? I wouldn't really go in that territory, but you know what I mean. I always advocate that we are here to face our shadow, and as well as balance our light. Within that, balance truly is key in order for you to get out of the system, if you know what I mean. Monks train their whole life in order to seek balance, so it's not as easy as it sounds. Trust me, I've been trying my whole life. And just when you feel like you've reached a certain point of balance, then here comes another lesson, and it's always a test to see how strong is your will, and as well as, do you want to advance enough to the point where possibly you don't want to come back. And I always joke around, a lot back in the day, where I stated I stated that basically I don't want to come back here, okay? And it's not first I thought it was more of a suicidal sense, and sometimes I get those feelings because I think a lot of people who grew up as a black sheep or grew up with a lot of tough life experiences have crossed their mind on exiting this matrix or this simulation. That's another side note. Spirit is saying that I don't think mental health is being taken very seriously within the spiritual community. I won't go too much into that, okay? But I feel like there is a massive difference between, and as well as a relation between mental health and spirituality as a whole, okay? I speak on the basis of being able to balance out the difference between psychosis and actually having a spiritual moment, because sometimes our minds can trick us and our psyche can kind of get the best of us when we're in a fear-based energy. Mind you, when we are operating in fear frequency, we are susceptible and open to lower vibrational entities or lower vibrational content or things like that to take over the mind and kind of like rewire the subconscious in some form, or it kind of causes damage to the soul over time. But that's why I say, you know, we're here to enjoy 3D based things. I always say to people, we shouldn't shame like a lot of 3D based experiences. Everything has to be balanced within reason, and if it becomes so obsessive, then that would be considered an addiction. And that's something that, of course, a lot of starseeds, and possibly you who's watching, has dealt with, like addictions, or you've known of people or experienced dealing with others or close family members or friends, lovers who had addiction, then you've witnessed the damage that comes from that, right? Chances are, most likely, the people who I talk to, or my messages that are more directed towards, is those that have dealt with the lowest of the low and the most shadowest parts of humanity that you can think of, and they came out the other side. And I need people to realize this, because I feel like the concept of always being holier than thou, as well as, like I've stated, accountability is also key, is being able to get out of self-denial that we all play a major part and a role, and also becoming part of a system, I would say, because we wouldn't all be here if we had already learned the lessons. Do you understand? When the soul is going to exit this world, or to transition or transcend this dimension, it usually means that soul has fulfilled whatever it was meant to do in this realm. It has now paid off the karmic debt that they had in this realm, and now that they can advance to the other side, it doesn't matter about what age that the vessel chose to, exit, I would say, because everything is pre-planned. Especially within the Akashic records, within the ethers, within, the higher realms and things like that. Our birth and our time that we incarnate here, as well as when we exit this realm, is all pre-planned. Alright? And it's already written. Sometimes it can be altered. There are situations where people have messed with universal laws or things like that, but I won't get into that too much. But it can be done. Okay, anything's possible, alright? But there's a lesson within that. And what have we learned from messing with timelines? And that's the thing, is that I mentioned before, is that they, as in, I'm not going to mention their name, but, the GOVT, you can spell, their mission is to make sure that people stay asleep, of course. We've only been saying that for so long, right? That their mission is to keep people asleep and not to awaken, especially those who have royal blood. Now, I mentioned before that I don't really necessarily like the term chosen. However, it's the word that I think a lot of people can relate to, I guess. But, use whatever label you want, okay? Everybody is entitled to speak how they wish to speak, as long as you're not hurting and damaging other people and creating so much damage, things like that, and destroying people's spirits and shit like that. Like, no, you're a piece of scum on the earth, honestly. But I'm not going to get into that. But I think people are now accepting the fact that it is time to face your shadow. It is time to look in the mirror, take accountability, face what it is that you are so ashamed of yourself, and we need to stop projecting our pain out onto other people. And yes, I say we because I heard someone said we. I don't do that. I don't do it. And it's just like, okay, what if you project and talk to yourself in an awful way? What if you need to change that? What if you're projecting something out into the universe and not to other people, but it's something that's going to come back to you to bite you? You never know. Either way, Spirit is saying, if that doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you, okay? Because if you're doing the work and you're doing the work and you've already faced your shadow, this message is not for you. In fact, I'm giving you a pat on the back and like congratulations, because it takes a lot of tears and a lot of time that it took behind the scenes that people don't see, how much pain you went through in order to get through whatever experience or to find the peace that you're at right now. And kudos to you, because really, truly, a peace of mind is something that is priceless. And that's something that I strive for the most in life. And the funny thing is that be careful what you ask for, because when you ask for peace, you gotta also be balanced with the concept of chaos, which is the other aspect of things. So more than likely, those who actually find peace within life typically have experienced so much chaos to the point where they truly now appreciate what peace is. Do you understand? And they also know how to survive in conditions such as chaos. They know that they're able to pick themselves back up after burning like a phoenix and to rise up from the ashes and become something even better. You are a master transmuter. You are an alchemist. Whoever's watching this, you are someone that is so highly tapped in to the point where even the higher realms respect you. Even spirit respects you. Honestly, that's what I'm hearing. It's not just human life respects you. I feel like even other worldly beings even respect you. Even lower realms or demonic beings even respect you and don't want to fuck with you. I've been mentioning a lot on my community tab. Go ahead, check out my community tab, guys. If I'm not posting a lot on videos, I'm typically posting on community tab right now. I'm slowly kind of bouncing back into social media, so give me grace. But I've been feeling this I feel like if you're really tapped in, I feel like you go through phases where it's like you get pulled back from source or pulled back from the creator, and they're like, sit your ass down, and you go meditate, and you go to focus on you. And I kind of went through that. Like, I feel like I got pulled. Like, I kept saying, no, I don't want to go into isolation mode, please. I've been in isolation mode before. I don't want to go back again. And so, but my oh my, it's been so rewarding. I've been like, oh, I feel like I got a massive upgrade, you know what I mean? And it feels like Spirit is showing me, like, you know how like when you get an upgrade on your phone or like a new update or something like that, and it pops up and then it has to shut your phone down and restart it in order for it to like fully process everything through and all that stuff and optimize and all that shit. When it finally does that, it reminds me of like how we do, like how we have to shut down sometimes in order to reboot, restart, in order to like actually upgrade and update our system. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in order, I feel like there was like a massive like sent out update to a collective of people, and I feel like it was myself included, honestly. And it's like my energy was pulled back to the point, and possibly you as well, you can relate to this, but being pulled back into that hermit phase, it gives me very Virgo-esque. And it's funny because we are going to be entering Virgo season, I think, pretty soon, and I love Virgos. I love my Virgos. Y'all are pretty awesome. I love it. I love all the signs, but yeah, Virgo's a badass, right? And so we can learn a lot from their house. They are much more than just being OCD and very meticulous and hard driven and hard working and things like that. They're way more than that, okay? They also represent the maiden, so there's some sort of like innocence or purity is what I'm picking up on. So it's like I feel like that term used to be very triggering for me back then, right? It's more of a personal thing, but now I'm starting to realize that after actually speaking to other shamans and as well as very spiritual people and a monk even believe it or not, but they all stated something about the spirit of being pure. And I remember like an experience where I've had with someone where he described me to someone else as being pure, like pure-hearted, and that was like probably the most highest compliment I've ever gotten. But at first it triggered me because I was like, I'm not pure. In fact, I have certain things and aspects about me that I'm not ashamed to share, is that I have toxic things about me and things that I deal with, that addiction wise and other stuff like that, just like what I'm stating within this reading. I've dealt with that type of stuff, okay? So much so that, like I stated, if you're not here, if you're new, I've been in the mental ward. I've been in the woo-woo place. Oh my god. I'm like choking. But I've been in the woo-woo place. I got the grippy socks before, okay? So I know exactly what it's like to be condemned as crazy, right? And really, I was just going through a spiritual awakening. I was going through a very sensitive time, like a dark night of the soul, and I just didn't know how to like operate or cooperate or how to balance those emotions out. And that's something I want to talk about. Like, mental health and spirituality really goes hand in hand. Because sometimes when people try to force an awakening or a spiritual awakening, it sometimes can very much damage, the whole thing, the whole vessel in general. I always say to people, spirit gives things to you in little dosages for you to handle. They will only give you things for you to handle. As crazy as that sounds, when you feel like you're like, oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna break and everything like that, it's like, yes, you're gonna break and then fall into place. That's what my grandmother's saying, basically, to break and to fall into place. People are falling apart. No, you're falling into place. Everything. And I always say to people, when tower moments are considered blessings, yes, it may be feared in the tarot deck, but tower moments are blessings in disguise, believe it or not. It may be harsh, it may be very painful, it may be very hurtful. Trust me, you may be crying on the ground and like, God, why? Like, why you do this to me? Like, oh my god, like, again, do I have to go through this shit again? Yes, because here on earth is very dense. It's a place to write off karma in a more quicker way in order for you to like ascend to a different dimension that your soul wishes to go through, right? Because your soul, okay, speaking of dimensions and timelines, there's so many. If you watch Doctor Strange or like Marvel or shit like that, they show you, right in front of that's my son, but they show you right in front of you, right? And so the thing is that the interdimensions and being able to jump in and out, and your soul is not just stuck here, okay? Sometimes there are times where, yeah, souls and spirits do get stuck here, earthbound, right? That's a whole nother ball game, right? Those are the things that people like experience when they want to go check out hauntings and things like that, which is, I love watching shit like that. I do. And so I just find, since I was a child, like the paranormal world to be fascinating, and I feel like I'm picking up on, you could have also grew up and had experiences yourself, like paranormal experiences and like ghostly and spirit encounters and things like that yourself, that the world needs to hear. Okay, and you probably were made to feel like you were crazy, like this is made up and shit like that. And it's like, nah, you experienced what you experienced, and I'm here to remind you, you're not crazy, okay? However, if there are situations where someone is forcing a spiritual awakening, like I said, it can manifest itself into psychosis. It can manifest itself into a mental breakdown, because people are not ready to actually process the information or the truth, right? The truth that's presented to them. So it's like, it's like a short circuit almost. Have you ever experienced where that saying, truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off, right? And so it's true, like right when you hear the truth, at first it invokes emotional, and also possibly physically, it invokes such a action to the point where it's like, oh my gosh. So when the truth is right in front of you, you have no choice but to see it, but to witness it. There's no going back. Once it's revealed, once something's revealed or exposed, there's no going back. It's already out there, People take that with you to the grave and then some. That's why the truth will always prevail. I always believe that. And I feel like people are now realizing that the world that we live in, the realm that we live in, as we are ascending from the 3D to the 5D and then some, to the 5th sun, 6th sun, the solar cycle, the shit like that. Look up solar flares and shit like that and all that stuff. Or solar cycles. And the 2 suns in the sky. Spirit is saying, don't forget the 2 suns. I keep hearing, don't forget the 2 suns. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'll leave that for somebody else to talk about. There's so much information out there that you can literally get your hands on, but not just from Google, but from a book too. I really feel like people should read more, and I think that possibly with the EMP outage in the future, possibly, books will be a little bit more on sale or making more bank. I don't know why Spirit's saying that. I don't mean to scare people, but I feel like there is going to be a time. I'm not, you know what? Yeah, it's just, don't fear, just be prepared, okay? Just make sure that you have everything in motion. Make sure you have a generator. Make sure you got some solar panels or some shit. Make sure you got a garden in place. Start growing your shit. Start being more independent. Start doing what your ancestors used to do. Let's remove the fear-based energy, okay? Let's remove the scare tactics of possibly, let's just say things are gonna get a little rocky. I always say that, like war, kind of like it's looking like people are gonna have to be a little bit more independent from the government, if you understand what I'm saying. However, it's time to be more self-sufficient and to do and go back to the roots of what your ancestors used to do. Your ancestors used to fend for themselves. They used to grow their own food. They used to, collect water, things like that, cleanse the water, do a lot more ceremonial things if you are indigenous, more connected with the nature outside, feet planted on the ground, working with the earth. I'm feeling more agriculture, like ancestors that worked farming. So if you had ancestors that owned land or had some sort of farm, that could also be someone that's popping up here. I'm feeling like someone was a landowner, or that there's land owed to you, or that was land that was passed down within the generation of your descendants or family, whichever it is. So that really resonates for somebody. I'm also hearing Mississippi. My grandmother, oh my gosh, I know my spirit guides and my grandmothers are here, but that could also resonate. I'm also hearing the tribe Choctaw again. Mississippi, I keep hearing like Nile River, Mississippi. Okay, I'm feeling like indigenous ancestors are making themselves known. So if you are indigenous bloodline and you have indigenous blood, just know that you are very connected to a very royal bloodline. And royal bloodlines have been popping up quite often right now, as of late. So I've been paying attention to that. But it just means that, you know, O blood, O negative, positive, if you got that kind of shit in your body, just know that you are very highly sought after. Also, another note, I need to do this myself, but I'm hearing Spirit say, make sure that you, for someone out there, make sure that you go to the DMV and request for them to change your organ donor to, like, not mean, make sure you're not an organ donor is what Spirit is saying. Like, make sure that you guys go to the DMV and change your when you guys have to update your license and stuff like that, make sure you guys say you don't want to be an organ donor. I don't know why I'm hearing that, especially if you have indigenous blood or O plus or O negative. Okay. Also, it's not just enough to change at the DMV. You got to go to a certain website. If someone knows that website, please drop it in the comments below. But I will try to find it. If not, then, but yeah, I'm gonna try to find it, okay, for y'all. But it's a certain website, or you can go to your local, or just type in like organ donor and then your state and where you're at, you know. So say for instance you're in Kentucky or some shit, you just type in organ donor Kentucky, you know, .org or website or shit like that, and go look at the legit website. And also make sure you fill out that you do not want to be an organ donor. Okay, that's for someone out there. And also I'm hearing women, if you guys are on birth control, if it's helping you, kudos to you. But I really feel like Spirit's saying if you're on birth control, now's the time to get off it. It's messing with your gifts, your psychic gifts, and it's also messing with your, I'm hearing like your DNA and things like that. So it's time to get rid of that. But hey, if you feel like it's helping you, then yes, kudos to you. If it's helping your situation and you need it and you feel like it's working and all that shit, good. But if you feel like you've been having complications or something like that as of late, or you just feel more tired than usual, or you feel like, you know, just more foggy brain, or like your gifts are kind of like being a little wonky, check the birth control that you're taking, or make sure that you just get off it and just go on a natural. And make sure, you know, I always say to people, practice celibacy at certain points. Even if you're in a relationship, I always say to people, practice celibacy for like a certain amount of time, and then, you know, enjoy yourself. I mean, I always say to people, you're here to enjoy the, you know, fruits of your labor. And sex is something that I would say is something that's quite natural us humans here do, you know. But if you want to get it on, but be safe out there, okay? Be safe. I always say to people, be safe. I don't advocate to sleep around, you know, but if that's something that you want to do, then kudos. I respect you. But at the same time, just not for me. Like, I always say to people, you know, your vessel is very important, so consider it very sacred. Treat it as such. It's your only vessel that you have here for a short period of time before you have to leave. So take care of it as much as possible. I'm also I'm taking that advice as well. Okay, but what I'm saying is that I wish the best for you guys. Okay, I feel like I'm hearing Italy. I don't know if you guys have to go to. Is someone going to Italy? Or do you want to go to Italy? I don't know. If you want to go to Italy, like, go, like, have fun. Shit, that sounds like fun. I'm also, okay, I've been picking up on a lot of locations. It could be also your ancestors. You could also have like Italian ancestors or something, or within your DNA. I don't know why. That's the first time I've ever heard of Italy before, so that could be for someone. Okay. I'm also here in Florida, so okay, Florida can be something. Alright. Australia. I'm also here in South Korea, or just Korea in general. Japan as well. And China. You might as well say Asia. India too. I'm feeling Indian too. I'm feeling Japanese watchers as well. Or Asian watchers. I would say Asian descent. I'm also feeling readers on here, so hello. Other readers or other people who are gifted, or you possibly are not, whether you're on YouTube or not, like you possibly watch tarot readings a lot or on your downtime. I'm just one of the readers that you just stop by and watch, or hi. But I'm also feeling like someone who's like really gifted themselves and kind of reads tarot. So hello. I'm hearing something with the ocean. So I'm feeling like there's something going on with the ocean right now. So aquatic creatures, I'm feeling like they've been trying to speak with us or contact us, and I don't know if it's for help or if it's for, I don't know. I'm feeling like it's more of a interterrestrial and extraterrestrial beings trying to make contact in some form. But there's something going on with the ocean in some form, like as far as, I don't know if it has to do with the volcanic activity or earthquake, like I don't even want to get into that, but yeah, I'm feeling more so like I'm seeing like a volcanic, like a volcano in the middle of the ocean. I don't know if that has to do with the Tonga volcano. I hope not. That's not the first time I've had volcano synchronicities. I'm hearing equator, Antarctica. I won't get into Antarctica too much. We already know that that is a gateway to, it's a portal, but to the inner earth. But yeah, I mean, yeah. I think a lot of people already know that. So that means that has to do with the ice wall. So yeah, it's like going back to Truman Show. Say hi to the camera, by the way. I always say to people, hi FBI. Or I always say, hi FBI Joe. I like to I don't know if you guys do that or if you did that since a child. I like to like turn to random points in the room and I just stare and I'm just like, I know y'all watching me. I hope you're enjoying episode 4 of Cheyenne's show. Or shit show. That type of shit. So no, I feel like someone's did that since a child. That's so cute. Wow, I'm hearing the Mycene. Okay, this is for someone very specific, okay? You a real one. But I'm hearing Mycene. It's like, I think that's that, those dolls or something. Like, you probably were like, as a child, went on the website and played on the web. That's where someone's very specific. But that message is definitely for you. I don't know why I'm picking up on that. Maybe that's significant to you. I don't know. Unicorns. Okay, I'm feeling like a lot of like mythical shit, like unicorns, fays, shit like that. So if you're seeing butterflies, dragonflies, phoenixes, I'm feeling like that type of energy. It's more so I'm feeling like very air elemental spirits as well as like mythical beings. So you could also have incarnations or possibly past lives of being these beings. So you probably are being activated or upgraded on remembering your past lives and possibly having incarnations of this dimension. So you are very powerful, to whoever that applies to. Okay, I'm feeling like a lot of people are going to be moving, so I'm hearing the move, like I'm seeing a U-Haul truck, so I'm seeing something about you could possibly be moving in the near future, or you already moved to a new place. That could also really apply to somebody, or it could just mean that in the future, like, I feel like there might be a better place or an environment for you, and you're going to thrive even better in that location versus the location that you're at now. There'll be new opportunities presented to you. Okay, I feel like this is not really a a choice. I feel like it's just gonna happen. Like Spirit's gonna make it happen, honestly. So I don't really think you have to worry about it so much though, but I feel like be prepared and start putting a little bit of things away, like a little nesting egg away, and to save up just a little bit, just to make sure that you're okay financially. But you know what I mean. I'm hearing like some unexpected expenses or things like that. So if you miss something during Mercury retrograde, or if you accidentally, I'm seeing either it's on your part or someone else's part. It could be that someone accidentally overpaid you, and so once Mercury retrograde ends, you're gonna get something in the mail that's gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry that we overpaid, so here's like $300 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's that, if you have good karma heading your way, you know. Or it could also mean, hey, like it's a lesson learned. It just means to be more mindful, you know, make sure that you are reading the fine print of things. But I'm also seeing that like you could also possibly owe something after Mercury retrograde, and it could be, don't worry about it, it's going to be paid off, it's going to be taken care of, okay? It's just like an inconvenient thing going on, but whatever that energy that's being used for that, it's going to be transmitted into a blessing. So I always say to people, rejection is always protection. Like things that don't go right, or things that go wrong, or just you're just like, fuck, nothing's going right, you know, you're just like, oh, fuck this day, you know, that type of thing. Well, oh, stress, oh my god, stress, oh my god. It's, you know, let's change the mindset, let's change the perspective, because even I fall for that. Trust me, I am an emotional bitch, I am a crybaby, and I definitely like don't handle stress stress pretty well. So yeah, but definitely like when it comes down to it, it's a practice every single time. So that's the great thing about life. Every single day is a new chance to finally get it right. All right, it's a chance to change, and for the better. All right, so I'm gonna leave you with this. This is a little bit longer than usual, but if you're a fellow mother out there, you know exactly, or parent in general, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's tiresome, so bear with me, and much love to you guys. Truly, I'm wishing you guys all the best, and stay protected out there. Protect your energy, make sure you're staying grounded, and keep your 10 toes down on the ground, and truly seek balance within your life as much as possible in different aspects of your life, and it will bring peace. But accepting the other side of the coin is essential in order for you to fully advance in life, because if you do not accept or face the shadow, you will be doomed to come back here and face it again. Just letting you know. I don't want to be that. I'm trying to not come back here. Okay, so yeah, love ya. Peace. I see you soon.
I don't know why people think just because you're spiritual and one with the earth, that means you have to be positive all the time and good vibes. No, I'm still gonna cuss you out. I'm just gonna go meditate afterwards.